You might be wondering what it's like to be a father. And if you have your own kids, you might be wondering what someone else's perspective is about their fatherhood. Today, I wanted to tell a few stories that exemplify what it's like to be a father and why, if you don't come into fatherhood with a strength of mind, it can really break you. There's things that can happen as a father that are out of your control and can really traumatize you. So some of these stories, I'm going to start with the first story was um, my first life or death experience with my daughter. So this is an experience where she could have experienced a fatal incident because she's allergic to dairy, eggs, tree nuts. She was allergic to peanuts as well, and she was also allergic to gluten at one point, so like wheat products. So the way we found this out was we were just feeding her some noodles at dinner one day, and her that later, like half an hour later, her lips started puffing up, and I'm like, she looks weird right now. My wife didn't believe me at the time, but we ended up taking her to the ER anyway. And on the way to the ER, she started going limp, and we were really scared because at this time we were in traffic after a football game outside of LSU. So we're trying to get to the hospital as fast as we can, and we get there. They diagnose her with a bunch of these allergies, gave her an EpiPen and some Benadryl, and she was all right after that. I think she did stay the night. But this leads into the life or death situation. So my wife was flying back from Malaysia with my daughter. I had come back to the U.S. to start working again already. And I get a call in the middle of the night. It's like 1 a.m. My phone's ringing. I pick it up, and it's my wife. She's in tears, freaking out, saying she's having an allergic reaction right now. She's over the Pacific Ocean. I didn't even know how she was calling me. So she's over the Pacific Ocean, and she had given my daughter an EpiPen and also some Benadryl. And which, if you're uninformed, you might think that this is fine now, but whenever you take an EpiPen, you need to go to the ER after because there may be a rebound effect of the allergen. So that's what we were worried about. We were worried that the symptoms would go away and then come back even fiercer and potentially be fatal. So we couldn't do anything. We just had to wait this out, and I was just pretty much on my knees this whole time, just praying to. I don't even believe in. I don't know what I believe in. I was just praying into the air, saying like, please, whoever is out there, help this little girl make it through. And I mean, thankfully, she did. We made it through, and she was able to get back to the States, and we took her to the hospital, and everything was fine. But what this taught me about fatherhood was that I mean, you can't control everything, but B, I'm not as invincible as I thought I was. So as a young man, you pretty much think you're invincible because, I mean, in pretty much any situation you go into, you're going to come out and be fine. Even like if no one else is really on your mind. It's just you're young, you're fit, you can do whatever. But now I have this extension of me that feels even more important than myself. So this fragile thing, right, this child, is completely dependent on you, and it doesn't really fully, the consequences of that don't fully manifest until you have a situation like this. Hopefully you never experience a situation like this, but those situations really show what it takes to be a parent, I think. And you might think that I would come out of this weaker than before, but because of this vulnerability. But I think that's where parents really shine because they show resilience by taking this frailty and using it as a source of motivation, as a source of their own strength, because now they have to be even stronger to compensate for the frailty of their children. And I think this is it should be a universal parental trait. I would say that most parents are like this. I like to be optimistic though, so I mean I could be wrong. Yeah, I mean it's not just resilience and strength that is part of the experience of being a father. You also experience these moments when you see that your kids are stronger than you could ever imagine as well. So, for example, my daughter, because she's so allergic to all these different things, during Halloween, um, obviously she can't eat any of the candy. She can eat some things here and there, but just to be safe, we don't really let her eat any of the Halloween candy. But she'll still go gather the candy and be happy and just come home and not even worry about it. And it's also moments whenever like we go out to eat and there's nothing for her to eat, and she's just, I'm okay, I'm okay, and we'll still find her something to eat. But watching her be so mature and like handling her situation so well, that's a different kind of emotion that it brings a completely different depth to being a father. Yeah. So I mean, the truth about being a father is that there's more love, more pain than you can ever imagine. So, and you're more resilient than you ever thought possible. So, I'll see you next time.